What's up, y'all? Another episode of Shoe Booty Sports coming at you Monday night, the day before July 4th. Happy Independence Day. Happy 4th to everyone in advance. So, yeah, we wanted to shoot this episode tonight, considering where I live and probably where you live too, Brad. I don't know, it's going to be like World War III here in Cabot tomorrow night, this time tomorrow night. So, we wanted to get this out of the way. I am your host, Graham Powell, co host Bradley Brown. Say what's up, Brad.
What's happening?
So yeah, we're the hosts, by the way. If you hadn't figured it out by now, we're only 88 episodes in. I think this is episode 88. But quick shout out to our sponsor, Rhino Races. Shoe Booty Sports is presented by Rhino Races. Rhino Races is a virtual race series that offers 5 different races: a 5K, 10K, half marathon, a marathon, and the Rhino Ultra. Sign up for one or all 5 of their races at rhinoraces.com. Run your race at your convenience. Track it with your favorite fitness app. Screenshot your results as proof of completion and submit those results to rhinoraces.com under the submit results section. Once those results are verified by Rhino Races staff, your award will be shipped to you by mail. Also check out their gear section for t-shirts, wristbands, decals, and more. Again, rhinoraces.com. Rhino Races is the premier virtual running series. I'm going to fumble that real good a little bit. And also, you can find us, Shoe Booty Sports, on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts, the Wisdom app. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter at Shoe Booty Sports. Okay, so summer league action underway. I actually had a friend who doesn't watch much sports say that they were at Twin Peaks, I believe it is, and they said there were like 3 of them there, and it took them an embarrassingly long amount of time to figure out who was playing. And I was like, and it was basketball. I was like, well, I don't know that anybody's playing. It must be a rerun or something. Basketball season's over. Summer league action is underway tonight. Spurs and Hornets are playing. I wonder how much Wemby is playing, if at all. But Brandon Miller is apparently had a couple of highlights. There's clearly not much going on. It was saying this is the headline on ESPN.com. Number 2 overall pick Brandon Miller drives for a smooth lefty finish. So clearly a whole lot going on when the headline is a left-handed layup. I don't know, mate. I guess he's right-handed, so it's a big deal. Oh, that's news.
Big deal. It'd be a
Even though,
big deal if I made a left-handed layup,
look
but
at the yeah, I'm
these
saying that
guys are in
that
the NBA.
that would be this is the number 2 overall pick. This is the best guy coming out of college. And he went with his left hand. Headline. In other news, Anthony Edwards did agree to a 5-year rookie max. I didn't know they did rookie maxes. I don't even know what that entails. I had to look at the number on that. So I was
What?
like, why wouldn't you just wait and then sign a max? Let that rookie contract expire. But apparently it can be worth up to $260 million.
What?
Yeah.
Dang.
I mean, that number keeps going up because I was like, what is a rookie max? I would want the max. But 260 mil, that's a lot. So I mean, that's a max, but who knows what the max will be next time. I mean, Dame signed like a 2-year, 130 million dollar deal, it felt like, or 120 million, something like that, which he's not going to be that easy to trade as everyone thinks, by the way, just because of that contract. That contract isn't going to be kind, especially if he can't stay healthy by like year 3. That's going to be a lot of money eating up the cap space for a guy that's a superstar, future Hall of Famer, but aging and has had some injury trouble this year. But it's not something that's been in his just history. But it was this year. But the Blazers weren't any good either. He apparently wants to go to Miami. That's where I had said all along that's what makes the most sense. I could see him in Miami. There are a couple other destinations, but that's the one that really sticks out. But how do you get that done? Apparently, Tyler Hero is telling people he's going to get traded, which I think is kind of obvious. That's a lot of money for a guy that does have some injury problems,
Yeah.
and he's not the guy that can. He's a nice player, but he's not a guy that's going to put you over the top to win a championship, especially when you have Denver to compete with.
Yeah.
They're
They
on the
made
up.
it pretty good ways without him in the playoffs. So
Yeah, they did okay without him. He's a nice player, and he was very good for them for them for the time he's been on the floor, but it makes sense. I like what the Lakers did. I mean, getting Austin Reeves for what I thought was a good deal, really, for both sides. I think Austin Reeves kind of knows he's got some self awareness about him. I think he knows like this is a good fit for me. This is a
Yeah.
guy that went undrafted and showed out this season, especially this postseason. Just yeah, emerged as a guy that's going to get a contract. You just didn't know where. You knew somebody was going to offer him a lot of money. I was hoping he would stay in LA just because I think it's a good fit for him playing with LeBron, and I think he thinks that too. He must have been listening to the show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly. So what, 50, 53, $58 million, something with it's a 3 or an 8. I can't tell. I can't remember if it was a closed 3 or not, but I think it was 4 years, 50 something million. So not bad for a guy from, Newark, Arkansas.
No.
So I like the moves that they made. Who was the guy that went off in the playoffs that one game? Lonnie Walker, right? Lonnie
Yeah.
Walker the
Lonnie
fourth.
Walker, the third,
I think it was the fourth.
fourth.
I think it was the fourth. Yeah, he had that one great game. Apparently they're parting ways with him. And as they should, he wasn't that because I was like, this guy's gonna see the floor more. And he just was never never the
No.
same after that, which makes sense. I mean, that was a great game he had. Not not if he lived up to that every game, I mean, you're max player. That's another max player. So I like some of the moves that they made so far this offseason. Lakers have low key had some smart drafting, free agency signing in the last few seasons. Uh Pretty solid scouting department, it looks like. Rob Pelinka completely turned that team around mid-season. And you could say, well, the last couple of years their signings haven't been great, and you're right. Westbrook, Carmelo, all that terrible signings. But the young guys that they're getting, that's starting to materialize, and you're starting to see that. Austin Reeves here being one of them. Uh, bringing D'Angelo Russell back, Schroeder. I mean, guys that actually complement that team. I like what they're doing. I like what they're doing. I don't. Does this make them a contender? And no, I don't. Well, does it make them a realistic threat to Denver? No, I don't think so. But makes them better. And I don't know. I don't know that anybody's competing with Denver right now.
Yeah. Maybe they can win one instead of getting swept.
Maybe so. They'll probably take that. But yeah, going back to Anthony Edwards. I mean that's kind of the guy I've said it's got to be is he's like the next great American superstar, right? So you want to lock him up if you're Minnesota, and this is the time to do it. Uh, if you're Minnesota, because that number is only going to climb, and he's that. So if you can get him for this amount now, 5 years, it's good. It's a good deal. Good deal for Minnesota, and 260 million. That's for 5 years worth of work. That's pretty good chunk of
I'll take
change
that.
for
Yeah.
yeah, pretty good chunk of change for Anthony Edwards too. Okay, so I see Tiger Woods has commented about the no knowledge of leaked anti-live talking points. Do you know much about this? Just this, there's been a lot going on with the pardon, cough button. The live and the PGA Tour merger. There's still just back and forth between the players,
Yeah.
trash talking. Give us a little more insight on that. I've just seen headlines about it.
Yeah, I really have no idea. I don't think anybody knows what's going on. I mean, one side saying, "Oh, yeah, Liv's going to dissolve," another one saying, "Oh, it's going to keep on going strong." Yeah, I don't even know what to think anymore. But I'm just pretty pumped that my boy Ricky finally won over the weekend. Uh,
What was it? Just what was the tournament or whatever?
Oh, it was the Rocket Mortgage tournament in Detroit. So went to a 3-way playoff, and he won on the first playoff hole. So he was leading going into the final round. Uh, kind of stayed idle, let Morikawa and see who had one catch up to him. Tom, he made birdie on 18 to join the playoff contenders, and yeah, put it about 5 foot close and put it in for birdie. Won the thing. So he ends a drought. Oh the hell, I don't even know when the last time he won. It's been 4 or 5 years, I want to say. So it's been a minute, but he's back. So it's good to see. He's been in contention for the last couple of weeks. So always good to see Ricky being in the mix.
So going back to the, I guess the leaked talking points or whatever, or just the bickering back and forth between the tour guys and the live guys, or brass or whoever it is running them. What keeps stirring this? Considering they're merging, or are they merging? It,
Oh,
it's it's
they're
not
going to
very clear.
merge. Yeah, but it's still picture's still not clear what it's going to look like after it merges. Because if they combine them back and just everybody's back on PGA Tour, I think they're talking about what fines the live guys will have to pay to get back in, or I don't know.
I
It's
did hear about that. Something about something that they would have to pay, yeah, a fine to get back into the tour. And I mean, I'd have a gripe with that if I'm the live guys,
yeah.
but I guess I can understand why the tour is doing it.
They say something's fishy if you got federal government taking a look at it, making sure everything's jiving. So
Yeah, it's a mess.
it's a big deal, dude. That about broke the world. So,
I mean, it was the golf world for sure. It's kind of a mess, and I don't know that, like you said, I don't know that anybody really knows what's going on there.
yeah, maybe by September, October, we'll finally get a somewhat of a picture of what it's going to look like.
Maybe we'll see.
But
Okay,
yeah, it'll
so
be definitely in the off season.
jumping to baseball. Hang on, going back to golf. When is the golf off season?
I believe it's in the fall.
Well, you should know this. You're the golf guy.
I'm going to stick with the fall. Like,
Okay, all right. I didn't even know that there necessarily was a golf off season. I figured there was a break when it
yeah,
gets
they could
cold
go.
or something.
Yeah,
I'm
when it gets
sure.
cold, they can always go play on the DP World Tour over and get in some warmer weather, or go play some European golf. I mean, plenty other options.
Yeah, just somewhere on Earth where it's not as
Yeah.
cold. All right. I was just curious about that. And you never hear about the golf off season. Obviously, no off season signings or anything. It's a individual sport. Uh, unless it's live, they
Well,
got
unless
team
it's
stuff.
live, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so baseball. I see something about All Star Weekend coming up. When is All Star Weekend? It's I guess
I don't know
it is in
anymore, man.
July.
It is.
It's in July, and it's always
I
after the 4th,
want to say
so it
it's the
is coming
second.
up.
Yeah, I want to say it's the second week of July,
And
but
that used to be something I really looked forward to, the All-Star game,
yeah,
like the home run derby, the All-Star game.
it was a big
Uh
deal.
yeah, growing in the 90s, it was a big deal. And I didn't watch the home run derby. I haven't watched the home run derby in a while.
Been a
It's
minute,
been
yeah.
years. I want to say like Cespedes was like the last guy I remember like watching, like whenever he was doing it. And I think I called it one year, him winning it. This, I don't know, 2014, 15. That's how long ago it was, probably. But I did try to watch the All-Star game last year, and it was just typical baseball of last year. Like modern baseball a year ago before all these rule changes. It was a snoozer. It was like a 3-0 game. It was like two home runs and a bunch of strikeouts. Like that was the All-Star game. And
Yep.
I was really trying to like stay interested, couldn't do it.
You're like, give me some beer and some kids doing a dizzy bat race, right?
something or like that's the thing about going to like being at the game or like going to a Travs game, like a minor league game. Like minor league games will have stuff in between innings to kind of keep you interested. And they all started that, pitch clock and all that. All that stuff was, you say
Yeah, kind of
started,
tested.
yeah, it was tested at that level. And that's what they do with any kind of rule change. Like, let's test it here, see how it goes. And, you know, it goes and it went well, to the point they introduced it to the pros. But yeah, I try watching it, sitting at home, watching it on TV, especially when you have other options these days. I don't think I'm going to be as patient. I think I even went up and got up and did other things last year. I know I didn't watch the whole thing. I came in my spare bedroom, maybe did some work or something, and came in and checked every now and then. I was like, oh, okay, it's still 3-0. But yeah, it was a snoozer last year. Hopefully that changes this year. Maybe I'll tune into the home run derby if I'm home. That's the thing. I mean, single guy in his late 30s, you're not necessarily going to be home on a Saturday night. So
No,
yeah, we'll see what happens come All-Star break. I couldn't even tell you who would be like the leading vote getter, right, for the All-Star
surely,
for the All-Star team.
surely Otani.
Yeah, I guess that would be it. I was like, I guess like
I
if I if
mean,
I
come
if I
on.
spent if I spent 2 whole seconds thinking about it, I guess that would be my answer. Yeah, Otani.
As he
Uh,
should be.
yeah, incredible. Just hand him the MVP now. I don't know how many home runs he has, but it's yeah, numbers are impressive. Just everything he does out there is impressive. I mean, he's changing the game. Not many guys change the game, especially in baseball, right? Because it's such a
Hmm.
traditionalist game. Like we just now got to some rule changes. And baseball is always the last sport to do something like this, to try something else. Even pro football, like they're not scared to try something else. Like, hey, let's move the goalpost back or not the goalpost back. Let's move the spot to kick back for extra points.
Hey, let's change up what quantifies a catch. I mean,
Yeah, there's that too. I mean, not everything. Yeah, something that's been a catch for 100 years suddenly isn't. Not all the rule changes are great, but they're not afraid to try it. You know, and probably a
they
lot of that
usually,
has to do with too the fact that we're not going to turn away, right? I mean, we're
yeah,
addicted to
fixate.
football.
They don't care either. They know we're gonna watch it.
Yeah, isn't that kind of wild though? Like, I mean, the NFL, of course, they're the greatest of the great at that sport, but the NFL is just going to be wildly popular. It's
I
seemingly
mean,
forever, right? And it
yeah,
just gets more so. And then like the XFL and USFL, I don't think I sat and watched and
not an entire game,
I don't know that I've watched an
an
entire
entire
half,
quarter. Yeah,
yeah, of either one.
I'm sure the NFL is just now recovering from all the people boycotting from people kneeling. I'm not gonna watch this ever again. As long as they're kneeling, I'm not watching. Yeah, got news for you. They tuned in like they might have survived 2 weeks without football, and then they were tuning right back in.
Yeah, a lot of that was just tantrums.
Yeah.
It,
It's
mate, for me personally, like even if I agree or don't agree with it, that's just I'm not gonna deny myself entertainment. That level of
exactly.
entertainment. Like, well,
Yeah.
I'm just hurting myself at that point. They're gonna keep playing. They're gonna keep making money, and they're gonna keep putting on great games.
Yep.
All I would be doing is they're not gonna lose any money.
I don't even watch pregame, so it's
Yeah,
like,
like I don't
what I
either.
care.
Yeah, I don't. I don't either. So I'll pay attention when at kickoff. Which you think they'll ever get rid of kickoff? That's what they want to do. They want to
I'm down if they do the XFL style kickoff. I'm down for that, but I don't want to do away with it because it's one of the most electrifying plays that you can have.
well, it starts
It's
everything.
always a
I mean,
roll of it. It's a roll of a dice. You don't know what's happened. You know what's probably going to happen. but you really don't know what's going to happen.
At least at the NFL level, it's going to be a
Yeah,
touchback. But
yeah.
it'd be weird having a Super Bowl and
Now, if
just
you
all
made them
right,
kick off from the 10, it'd be something. No
yeah,
touchdowns.
that'll never happen. If anything, they'll keep going forward. Uh, yeah, they want to do everything they can to get rid of kickoffs just to make the game safer. But yeah, they would do away with it if they could. But I it's not something that everybody would agree with or should agree with. I mean, keep doing it the way you want to do it. Just have a touchback and start at the 25, I guess. Because if you just get rid of it altogether, I don't know. It just seems it's too much at that point. I'll
Yeah.
keep watching, but too much at that point. Okay, something else that I don't know if we call I don't know if we call this a sport or not. Okay, tomorrow, what always happens on July 4th, especially the morning of July 4th. And I had kind of forgotten about this
How
until
many hot
opening,
dogs
yeah,
Joey
opening the
Chestnut gonna eat?
okay, over I don't know what his record is. It's like 75 or something.
Yeah,
Is that what it is
it's like
exactly?
it's 72 or 75, something like that.
I think he got to 75 one year. Yeah, Nathan's hot dog eating contest. I think he's going for his eighth.
How
Uh,
bad do you think he feels after eating that many hot dogs?
I mean, at this point, he's got to be used to it, right? Like
I don't know if you can ever get used to eating over 60 hot dogs at once, man. That's got to be rough.
I'm sure it is. But well, like example, and it's completely opposite end of the spectrum. After my first marathon, I thought maybe should have been hospitalized.
Yeah, and you
Like
said
that's
you're done.
yeah, and like I mean, I was like in bad shape for 2 days, right?
Yeah.
And then I started to feel human again. And after like I don't know, my 11th or 12th marathon, I think it was my 11th. I've done 12. I think it was after my 11th marathon. I had run 3 that fall. And by that one, it was like a normal day. Of course, I was in really good shape then. But like I mean, I was a little tired, but I felt fine. I didn't feel all that bad. So I think you can just build your or just the human body can do some amazing things, even to their extreme.
True.
If you get your body accustomed to doing that, it's almost another day. So I'm sure yeah, that would kill us, but I mean, him, I don't know. He doesn't seem all that, you know, bad and out of shape or whatever afterwards. Of course, yeah, like I say, he's going for his eighth in a row. I think it said he had won like 15 of the last 16. Nathan's hot dog eating contest. So I mean, he's up there in like Ric Flair like status as far as championship belts go.
Found the over under.
Okay, what?
The
All
true
right,
odds.
hang on.
Seven,
Let me guess. All right. Oh, 72 and a half.
73 and a half.
Oh man, I
That's
almost
a
went.
lot of dang. That's a lot of dang processed meat
That is a lot of hot dogs.
and
Okay,
buns. I mean,
okay. Over under. Does he do it? What's your number for tomorrow?
dude, I'm thinking he gets 75.
He didn't get that many last year. I think he was in
He's
like the
been
high
he's been
60s or
training
something.
real hard.
Like I'm sure
No prep.
last year like ticked him off. I'm sure he was he did. He almost seemed like disappointed last year.
Yeah.
And he won still by like I don't know, 15 or 20 dogs.
How long
But
do they get to eat?
10 minutes. 10 minutes. I'm going to say I'm going to say I'll say he hits 72. I think he hits 72 dogs tomorrow and wins. Chestnut wins. At this point it's he's the secretariat of the hot dog eating contest. He just leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else. Have you seen that 30 for 30 though? With him and Kobayashi,
No.
because back when they had that rivalry, that came out in like 2019 or something. I watched it when it came out. Very, very good 30 for 30. Highly recommend watching. Very entertaining. Kobayashi was like crushed when they, because people used to really cheer for him because he was the dominant eater, I guess you could say. I don't want to say
Yeah,
athlete.
dude. He was
Yeah,
crushing it,
yeah.
man.
I mean, he was the guy then,
And he's super
and
tiny, which is mind blowing.
yeah, and then Chestnut comes along and challenges him, and then it started to be, a hey, let's get behind the American, and Kobayashi in the 30 for 30 talks about for the first time him seeing someone and them looking at him and just chanting you or like saying USA at him, and he was like in tears. I mean, he was crushed by it. And he didn't like that he was seen as the enemy. He was like, these people used to cheer for me, and now they're rooting against me.
Yeah.
And I guess I can see that, but at the same time, it's like,
What did you expect?
yeah, it's like, I mean, embrace it. Don't be so
Yeah.
don't be so sensitive about it. It just seemed a little goofy for me. To me, he's no longer in the sport,
No.
at least at that level. I don't know if he still does it or not. We don't. This is the only time I talk about the competitive eating. But yeah,
Yeah, the next
I'll go ahead.
I was gonna say the next favorite in line is Mike Sudo, and his over under is like 43.5. So yeah, I'd say definitely Chestnut is highly favored.
Yeah, I would think so. It's I don't know that anybody's going to challenge him anytime soon, but it would. I mean, somebody's going to beat him one day unless he just hangs it up. I mean, he's going to have to one day, you think, right?
Dude, yeah, his body's gonna say no more of this at one point.
Yeah, something's going to happen. He's going to end up in have some kind of medical procedure that has to be done. Like something like that's probably going to happen,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And then they're going to tell him like, look, you either like you're done or you're going to die, something like that. But that's later on, man. Tomorrow's the hot dog eating contest, and USA, uh, yeah, go Chestnut. I mean, wolf them down, keep the yellow mustard belt here in the states. So yeah, I'll be watching. What about you?
Oh. Yeah. If I catch it on, yeah, I'll watch it. Apparently,
Like,
yeah. Apparently that's not the second favorite. It was Mickey Sudo. And I guess that's the female champ. She's at 43.5 hot dogs. So that makes more sense.
well, but they compete separately though.
Yes.
Like there's a women's division and the men's.
Yeah.
And she's the best of that. I know she won it. She's won it the last whatever. But she'll be the clear cut favorite for that too. How many do you think you could eat in 10 minutes? How many hot dogs?
10.
You think you can do 10?
I'd be I'd hate my yeah, I'd be miserable, but
Yeah, I mean,
I could
okay,
probably do 10, yeah.
like you and I are competing, like just head to head. Think you'd do 10?
Probably 9.
Yeah, gosh, that's a lot of hot dogs.
A lot of hot dogs.
I think I could do like 7. I think I'd probably be
Yeah.
maxed out at
I've
7.
I've crushed some hot dogs before pretty fast, but it's usually only like one or two.
Yeah, even the thought of like when you said like 10, 9, my stomach started to turn a little
Yeah.
bit just thinking about putting down that many. But yeah, I could probably do 7.
And they're just plain, no condiments, no nothing.
You could
I
do
mean,
would you ever do the
just
water thing?
pure hot dog is, oh, hell no.
That just seems
No.
so gross. Like
Nope.
like,
Nuh-uh.
like it's like a I don't know, it's a fascinating thing. It's kind of like a car wreck in a sense, right? Like Like it's a little it's kind of gross, but you don't want to look away.
Yeah.
Like it's like, and plus you're amazed that somebody can do that. It's you're just amazed that somebody can wolf down that many hot dogs in 10 minutes. Plus the announcer guy is great. I mean, the guy who introduces them all, I mean, he is spectacular at that. So I tune into the early part, just the introductions, just to watch him and all the stuff that he, because Chestnut will obviously come out last, and he'll have this grand thing that he's come up with that he's, I don't even know how long he's spent on it. I'm guarantee you he's got the thing written down, typed out, probably even memorized, like ready to go. I mean, that
Yeah.
guy is spectacular on that. To watch that intro, it's a lot of fun. So it's at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. That's 11 Central Time, so noon Eastern Time. So I'll be getting I'll be getting up just to watch that.
Would you go to one? Would you go to it live if you just so happen to be near Coney Island near the 4th of July? Would you try to go to that? Because it
Yes.
looks kind of miserable.
No, I would go. Why? Just because it's so cramped? Is that what you
It's so
mean?
cramped. Yeah, you're out in the sun. There's no shade, and you're just sitting there watching a lot of people stuff their face with different foods.
Yeah, but it's not as hot, up there as like it is down here.
Yeah, I mean it can get hot.
It can, yeah, but I mean, like it's been it's been over 100 here this, well, not
Yeah,
necessarily this week, but last week, we were in the hundreds.
it is a little warm. Yeah,
So if it was like that, no, I would not. Just get around a mosh pit full of people and that kind of heat, just sweating all over each other. No, I'll pass on that. But if I'm in the area and it's a decent, if all things went right with the weather and all that, yeah, I would go. I would think.
yeah.
Haven't thought about it, but yeah, I guess I would. I would try to if it made sense. If you had to enter any, like, because they do these for everything,
Yeah.
like hot wings, you know, White Castle burgers. I mean, they do these eating contests for everything. If you got to pick anyone like to compete in yourself, what would you choose?
Like any food,
Any food.
dude. I don't know because it's gonna ruin whatever you like. It's not gonna be the same afterwards. I wouldn't
You're
go if
gonna
I got.
you're gonna lay off of it for a
Yeah,
long time. Yeah,
you're not gonna like it.
it'd be kind of like you know how people will stay away from certain types of alcohol because they got really sick drinking it, and just the thought
Yep.
of it makes them sick, or the
Tequila.
smell of it.
Tequila.
Okay, okay, tequila's yours. Okay. Um, yeah, I don't know that I have one, but it was. So what would you pick? The food that is.
Man, I think they've kind of got it spot on with hot dogs. Uh, I really can't think of a food that I'd want to competitively eat. Like
Well, like if you had to.
maybe pizza rolls.
Oh gosh,
You
you want
could
to talk about
crush some pizza
heartburn?
rolls, dude.
God,
Oh
that
yeah, you'd
heartburn after
be
though.
terrible.
Jeez. Oh, that'd be rough.
But I mean, I hardly ever eat pizza rolls anyway. So yeah, I could do pizza rolls.
If I'm gonna do it and I'm going just like all in, like I'm this is what I'm gonna be doing, so I'm gonna commit to it and all that. I'm gonna wolf down as many as I can. I'll go like White Castle burger, like just the mini, but White Castle Crystal,
That's a
whatever
lot
it
of
is.
bread. It's a lot of bread.
That's a lot. I mean, so is a hot dog, but I'm not saying I'd eat a lot. I'm just saying if now I could put down 10 of those. I could put down
Yeah,
10 of those for
I,
sure.
I bet I could put away like 40 pizza rolls.
Yeah, I bet I could too. But if you could do like Chick-fil-A nuggets or something,
Dude, yeah,
yeah, then it would be over. Like it'd be game. I would
you'd,
be
you'd
I would
eat
be
yourself into a
competitive with that.
coma. Yeah,
Yeah, I would be competitive with that. I could definitely put 40 of those away.
yep.
No problem.
Chicken minis, dude. Sign me up for the chicken mini contest anytime.
Is that
It's like the little chicken nugget with the little roll on it.
Okay, at Chick-fil-A, right?
Yep,
Okay. I've
that's
had their
good.
breakfast like once.
I haven't had it in a while,
I
but
haven't either. I never eat out anymore though. So now, yeah, you could do Chick-fil-A nuggets. Yeah, that would be dope. This is a you can tell there's so much going on in the sports world, right? This is the perfect time to have this dog eating contest because it's got us talking. Of course, you have that little lull break, right? Right in the
yeah.
sports world, and that's where we're at. So hey, it's a content. I look forward to it. Um, I'd brush up on like MLB news, but I mean the Rays are still excellent. The Cardinals are still terrible. So they are 5-5 in their last 10 games, so they do at least have that going for them. But other than that, because I tried to tune into the Cardinals and Yankees a couple of days ago, day or two ago. I've tried to sit down and watch the Cardinals the last couple times they've been on TV, and it's just been kind of brutal to watch each time. And I want to say they were even winning like against the Yankees, and it was just tough to watch at times. That's just not a
Yeah.
very good team. That's not Cardinals baseball. That something needs to be done there. That's the best fans in the world, is at least the baseball world, the St. Louis Cardinals fans. So they deserve better than that. They'll turn it around. I have faith in them that they'll do it eventually, but we got a ways to go.
So
But
did
go
I was
ahead.
going to ask if you've seen online where somebody had posted like four proposed cities for a new NBA expansion. Did you see that?
I did not, but what are the cities?
It was like Las Vegas,
Shocker. All right.
somewhere. I want to say it was somewhere in Kansas or Missouri, and then Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Probably not Kansas.
Yeah, but one of them was Fayetteville, Arkansas. I'm like, yeah, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
Yeah,
That
I don't see that going over well.
yeah, where was this? Was this a
Oh, it's
real
from a
thing?
creditable source on Twitter, probably.
Oh, I'm sure. Okay, if it was on Twitter, then I'm sure it was.
Yeah, it's 100%, 110% true.
All right. Well, yeah.
I was
So,
just curious. So
no, I did not see it.
it gave me a good laugh.
If I saw Fayetteville, Arkansas as a potential destination, I mean Vegas, that's a given, right?
Yeah,
Um, I'd want to see the Sonics come back.
yeah, you would think.
It'd be weird that it's not in Seattle, but I'd still like to see it happen. Take them to Vegas. I mean, Vegas is hungry for that. Let's make it happen. I'm cool with it. But we are clearly out of stuff to talk about, and guess what? Conveniently, we're out of time, so it worked out. So we're gonna get out of
Sweet.
here. Yeah. Uh, hopefully, Chestnut pulls it off tomorrow. I'm sure he will. USA, baby, and again, happy Fourth, everyone. And until next week, see you next time. Scram, pal.
Brother Brown.
Deuces,
America.
y'all. America.